All right, so just wrapped up my last training day of the week before the meet. So I'm about 3 days out at the time of recording this voiceover. And what I did is I trained 3 different days this week. Sunday, as usual. Monday, as usual. Took a day off Tuesday. And then also had one last training session on Wednesday. And I'm resting for 3 days before I actually compete to make sure that my lower back feels real good. Because at the beginning of the week, it did not feel real good. In fact, it felt pretty fatigued still, which has been something that's been building these past couple of weeks. But I will say, as the week went on, my lower back started to feel better and better, and my confidence started to get better and better as well. Now, one of the things that I really did a disservice to myself during these 3 days of training was really take it light on mobility and warm-up work because, as you can see here, this first day just doing a 3x2 with squat, followed by a 3x2 with bench. The other 2 days were just 2x2s. So since my training sessions were very short, I didn't really want to put a lot of time into mobility and warm-up. And because the weights I was working with weren't necessarily very, very heavy, it was kind of a bad thing on my end, only because I didn't feel like my legs and lower body were really good to go, so to say, by the time that it got to those working sets. Another big interesting thing that I've noticed is that anytime I'm a week or two out from any competition I've ever done, I always start to second guess everything I do around this time. And I think it's just that I'm very hypersensitive about form and technique as is. And given the fact now that I have to go and test out my 1 rep max in front of people and try to put together the best total I can, I really start to question about where my hands are placed, how my feet are, if my depth is okay. And I start thinking maybe I should start changing some of the things I do, which is definitely not what you want to do this close to a competition. Now, obviously, I do think changes can be made to be more efficient and optimal overall, but obviously, we probably want to do that at the beginning of a training cycle and not at the very end when there is literally no more training sessions left before you test out. And this is also probably where I really appreciate having a coach because they're there to help talk me off the ledge and keep myself from sabotaging myself. And what my plan is going forward is I will definitely try to get footage from the meet this weekend. I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to do so, only because I'm not really worried about filming stuff to make YouTube videos. I'm more concerned with just making sure I go in and get my lifts in how I should. So I'll try to find some people to record. If not, then it just doesn't happen. But I would like to do a follow-up video talking about how the meet went, as well as how this year in general went, because it was really interesting in terms of I dealt with some injuries that I really hadn't had to deal with before, meaning that I was really sidelined by some knee tendonitis early in the year, and that AC joint issue that seems to have been bothering me forever has been a real deterrent in my training, but I'm still making progress. So hopefully next year we'll remain injury-free and keep on making them gains. I appreciate you guys checking in and following along in my progress. If you have any specific questions or if you're going to be at the meet, let me know. Maybe you can film for me. As always, thanks for watching and stay big.